Yeah. That shit's so valuable.
Dude, it is impossible. A Shadowless Charizard here is worth $300, but the run right below it, also a Shadowless Charizard, $380,000. So somewhere between 300 and 380,000. Glad I could help.
See? Oh, you're bringing it back to me. This is months ago when I got it back, but the near mint or the altered one really annoyed me because if it's so perfect that they thought I altered it somehow, which I don't know how I would do. Like, I'm not really very good at anything except swearing, so I don't know. Like, I don't even know how you would alter it, like drawing it back on, like that painting that lady fixed, or
yeah, they should give you a little critique of it. Like, they can't just say this is altered and then not explain. They'd have to be like, see here,
right there.
See how this part, sir, is clearly in colored pencil.
Yeah.
Like that's what you've done here. That's why we're not giving you money. Like that's probably just some guy being a shithead, being like, end of the day, doesn't want to grade any more cards.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
Altered. Send it back. No, thank you. Or that guy's sitting on a treasure trove of those, and he has to.
He probably swapped it.
Increase.
He probably had one that was all scribbled on, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this will do." Womp. There you go, idiot. Take your scribbled on one back.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
You're not gain.
I thought
that would be my big. I thought I would be the guy that found like the $100,000 card in his closet from 20 years ago when he was a kid, but. Guess not. Nothing ever works out for me, you know?
Nothing ever works out for me. No, you got that kid on the way.
Yep. Don't remind me.
Yeah. So obviously its name's Woody. Any other ideas?
I'm pushing for Donald.
Old Donnie.
After number 45, 47, or is there Donald, like more Donalds in your life?
Any other Donald but him is what I'm saying. Like Donald Duck.
Okay.
Don Knotts is cool.
You're a big Mad Men guy. You like Donald Draper.
Don Draper, also great.
Don Juan.
And my wife said no in hell. That's stupid. He'll be like bullied forever. You're gonna fuck the kid up. And I'm like, no. And the more she said that it's a bad idea, the more I like really liked the name and thought it was good.
Donnie.
So Donald Rumsfeld, American hero.
She finally had me on my heels, and I had given up the name Donald. I was like, all right, well, I'll figure something out. I'll use this stupid app you want to use to pick a name together, and we'll ask our friends and listen to their fucking opinions about the name and do all the stuff I don't want to do.
If you have
how about Rain? I'm like, no.
Rain.
So then we go to this Big Lebowski Q&A where she gets us tickets to this. It's a showing of the Big Lebowski, and then Jeff Bridges waits around after the movie and does a presentation and answers. And it was really cool. She's a huge Big Lebowski fan, so
yeah, watched it this week.
So I'm like, oh, that's fun. Okay, so we go there and we watch the Big Lebowski, and they say, all right. There's a little break now, and Jeff Bridges is coming out to talk about the movie. And if you have any questions for him, write them down and put them in this briefcase out in front of the theater. So I said, okay. I go out there and I write, my wife's pregnant. What should we name our son? I go back and sit down, and she's like, oh, you asked a question? I said, yeah, I asked a question. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what it is. So Jeff Bridges starts talking about the movie, and he goes he's going on and on about this the character Steve Buscemi's character in the movie, and like how important he was and how fun Steve Buscemi was to work with, and everybody's like getting sentimental about it because his character dies in the movie, his character in the Big Lebowski. And he goes, all right, his friend goes, okay, let's read a question. He reaches into the briefcase and he pulls out a question, and somehow I knew right when he pulled it out, I'm like, oh my God, I can tell. I don't know why, but I could tell that that's my question. And he hands it over to him, and he goes, this guy says, my wife's pregnant. What should we name our son? And Jeff Bridges goes, I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is really happening. And at the same time as me, he goes, Donnie. And I'm in my seat going, Donnie, like our minds are connected. And I'm like, oh my God, it's back. Donnie's been saying, and the whole place erupts like, yeah, Donnie, see Buscemi, Donnie, yeah, Donnie. And I'm like, I'm like doing, I don't even know. I don't even have control of my body. I'm standing up, just going, yeah, in your face, right to my wife. Yes, in your fucking face, in your
How
face.
pregnant is she during this?
She's going, because the whole night's ruined for her now. She was a big fan. She's like, no. She's like, no. It's all in slow mo. And I'm like, yes, fuck you. So for all the rest of the night, I was like, Donnie's back, man. We're back in Don. Nothing you can do about it now. Jeff Bridges, your guy, said Donnie.
Yeah. Now you actually have a genuine, awesome story for why he should be named Don.
Exactly. That's exactly right, Taylor. That's what I told her.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna ignore Jeff Bridges? I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's on
And then
you.
throughout his life, you can say to your kid, "You're out of your depth here, Donnie. You're out of your depth here, Donnie."
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Just mistreating him.
So I'm pushing for that. I want it to be Donnie Computers is the middle name.
Okay, well, maybe take like one step back. Maybe she'll get the middle name. Donnie Computers? Is he going to be a gangster?
Donnie Darko Masterson, get in here.
Hey, get Donnie Computers in here. My crypto's going off the haywire.
Yeah, I think that's just like I never heard it before. Like that's just like a cool sounding name. It's interesting, you know?
Donnie
like, it's not like
Computers?
Tom or Harry or some dumb shit like that.
Donnie Computers.
Yeah,
He's
it
like,
sounds
he
cool.
has to get into like a life of crime where he's some sort of money man now. Hey, you need your money hidden. You go to Donnie Computers. No, it's his real name. I think it pushed him in this direction. You're Italian now. Yeah.
See, it's cool. Everyone likes computers pretty much.
Yeah. Well, that's why we named him things people like. Donnie Drugs Pussy Masterson. Get in your room. Just gonna name him after things people like. Well, that's great. Donnie
Thanks.
is a very funny suggestion.
When is she due?
July.
Oh, okay, not too far.
Oh no, it sounds like 4th of July, but I don't know.
Ooh.
Whew.
Donnie on the 4th of July.
That would be
Dude, if you don't do this, like the stars are gonna curse you or something because
I know.
this is
I know.
too good.
If you don't do this, Hillary's going to be president.
She's gonna be president.
I'll be
They're
a
gonna-
bitch forever.
Mhm.
I mean,
It's
she's
your
going to be
fault.
all fucked up on those drugs. You're going to have to write the birth certificate anyway, right?
No, she even said, she's like, I know that it doesn't matter because whatever's on the certificate, you'll just call him Donnie. So this is all a moot argument. Anyway. I said, yeah, it is.
That's so funny because I can imagine that it's really bothering her.
Yeah.
She's not down with Donnie. So was she more down for the names like Rain than Donnie?
I don't know. Other than Donnie, I try to just block that out.
I don't know what a good name is.
I just assumed it was spelled R-E-I-G-N. Is that how you spell Rain as a name?
Rain.
I think it's like R-A-I-N-N, like Rain, like the Dwight Schrute. He's the only person named Rain I've ever heard of.
The more N's, the better. That's what you do.
Rain.
Oh, Rain is for girls.
R-E-I-G-N is for girls. Well, if I saw someone named Rain, like a King Reigns, I would assume their parents are retarded and that they like didn't do a spell check first to be like, hey, how do you spell Rain? What's Rain Wilson's name? Oh, you do it like this. Okay. You got to do a little Googling first before
I'm
you
not up for any
fire
made
off
up
a name.
names anyway. You know, I mean, they're all made up, but like, I would stick with one of the ones that's already been made up before. I wouldn't try to get creative on this one.
Yeah. How about Al? Not a lot of Als coming around anymore. That's a good one.
Maybe not Al. Maybe not Al.
Why not Al?
I mean, is it going to be Albert?
Or Alfred, like a king.
Alphonse.
Alphonse. That's pretty
Paul
cool.
Simon song going for him.
Call it motherfucker
That's
Alf.
a good call. You get the Paul
Alf
Simon
is
song. You call him Alf. If you name a kid Al, though, you are condemning him to like a lifetime of weight problems. Like
Al?
Yeah, if you're Al,
he's
you're gonna be
Fat
a big
Al,
fella. Yeah,
probably.
you're gonna be Fat
Really?
Albert.
See, I think Al Bundy, and he'll probably be
Yeah,
a
me
legend
too.
in high school.
That's
I don't
a
think
more
kids know
positive
about
thing.
Al Bundy.
Mine will.
I think they
We'll make
definitely
sure he's
won't
not
know in
culturally
15 years.
starved.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, giving him fun facts where you're like, you see your brother right there? He never actually gets taller. Like he never grows. He stays tiny the whole time.
Because okay.
Poor guy.
I see the made up names on Reddit that people give to their poor fucking children, and I wonder if school is as mean as it was when we were kids, because it was so goddamn mean when I was a kid. I don't think kids change. So like I got to imagine that kids are not sensitive about gender issues or weird fucking names, even if the world would have us be so.
But it's gonna like change to what they think is normal. So like if they have 4 girls in their grade that are all named Khaleesi, like they're not gonna really identify that like this is from a show where she was the bad guy at the end of it and like wasn't even like
That'll be boomer shit. It'll be like being named Dorothy.
Yeah.
I would shorten it from Khaleesi to like Cal or something that does actually sound trendy and kind of neat. Just Kal, that's her name. But Khaleesi, that sounds like a whore's name.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like might as well name her Ginger Candy or some bullshit like that. I went to school with a girl named Candy. It's like, what are your parents thinking? Like, with that ass, I know where you're headed.
Candy?
It's a big ass.
Good for Candy.
Yeah. You want your daughter to be a Candace, not a Candy, I promise you.
Mm-hmm. Sure, her name wasn't even Candace.
It had to be Candace, but she went by Candy. Everyone called her Candy.
I don't know if I like that. I guess Khaleesi, you could like try and finagle that into Lisa if you're like a parent who like named their kid during season 5 and then like it didn't pan out. There's just no good way to
trash. That's so white trash.
Lisa is?
Khaleesi.
Oh, Khaleesi.
Naming your kid after a fucking HBO fantasy series. That's what's fucking white trash.
Yeah, I don't know if is that the group who was doing like Game of Thrones name mimicry, white trash, or is it like
I only speak about my own people, all right? I'm not stepping it. Look, they got their own name things, all right? They
I picture white trash as like Candy, but like someone who names their kid Khaleesi is a fucking dork. Like,
what about that kid that stabbed the white kid at the track meet? His actual name is Carmelo Anthony. That's not a coincidence. Those uncreative fucks were just like, name him after Mello.
Throw that name in the mix.
Like what the fuck is that? Just name your kid Pete or John or Dave or Bill or Simon. Any of that shit works, but not fucking Khaleesi.
Simon. That's an older timey name. I kind of like Simon.
Simon.
Yeah, that sounds like a smart person's name. Simon.
Yeah, I imagine he has round glasses, round frames.
Yeah. And some of those old names, I'd be fine with those coming back, like old man names. Ephraim, Rutherford, Franklin. Franklin, what a powerful name.
I like Franklin. That one resonated with me too.
That's a good one. I like that. Edgar, that's a little too old. Edgar, those are too old. Dorothy's old as hell, but Dorothy could come back. You can call him Dot. Dot's a good nickname. That's kind of
like dude though. That's a girl's name to me.
Oh, that's a girl's name. Yeah. Like it's like I noticed that when my grandparents talk about their friends from church, well, they'll be like, "Well, Dot and Elmer came over for lunch the other day," and I'm like, "This is such a weird time capsule." It's like we're just grabbing fried chicken with Dot and Elmer after church.
Elmer to me is an uncool child's name.
Yeah, Elmer seems like because who else?
Adjacent to Wilbur.
Because it's on the glue.
Mm-hmm.
Who else other than Fudd is there for Elmer? And he was always getting hoodwinked. Like he was never coming out on top. Roger. That's why they gave Roger Rabbit. You know, that's a good name. Actually, Roger isn't even an old name. I know people named Roger in my age bracket. I knew one.
Raj. I'd want to be Raj.
You go Raj?
Yeah. Like I'd be Roger, but you'd call me Raj.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have changed you into like a kid who would misbehave more? I feel like Roger is a misbehavior's name.
Well, that's the guy. That's the character from Lethal Weapon. I think I would have become a cop if my name had been Roger.